Welcome again to my YouTube channel, and in this episode, is it an episode? Well, on this particular video, we're going to be looking at ways you could find your niche and then get started on things that you really want to do. Stay with it. For people who are in like multi-potentialite states, like I learned that word recently, but it's basically people who want to do a lot of things or like have a lot of like, interests at heart, which is really a lot of people these days. There's always that question of what do I focus on, and it's a question that's plagued me personally since like I was young, because I was always talented at so many things. I was really good in sports. Back in secondary school, I was good in books until like I had to sit down and read, and then things got a little fuzzy. But yeah, that aside, my dad is an artist, professionally trained, so I started drawing out really early. I was really good in art, but it was a clash because I didn't like art subjects. So I went to science, so it's like, oh, what do you study? And then there's architecture, and there's the subjects you love, and then there's the things you're naturally good at. And then I was into like music at some point, whether I was like making the beats or rapping. I can't sing to save my life, oh God, no. But yes, have like also many things, and it's like, for instance, when I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I was like, oh, what do you focus on? Because there are a lot of things you do, and there are a lot of things you're passionate about. At some point, I used to like print awesome shirts with like the art skills I had on the shirts. At some point, because of the hustle, I went into shoemaking. I did some classic shoes. Maybe I'll flash some pictures up and down, because like someone I did shoes for way back even sent me the slipper I did. I'm like, oh, this was really dope, And it's like, okay, why don't I just focus on the shoemaking thing and like make the next Nigerian Nike and stuff? And it's like, okay, where do you really focus on? And again, like life is situational, right? So you could be in different cases where your circumstance really needs you to have like an answer that's peculiar to you. But what I've found is that in a lot of cases, when you have like so many interests, and taking YouTube just for a use case is like, oh, I want to launch a YouTube channel. What do I focus on? What's my niche? That's all the professional advice out there. Have something that you're passionate about and you want to stick to, and when that works well, you could later on like branch into other things. But then sometimes when you think about it too much, it can hinder you from starting. And if it's starting to do that, then it's a bigger hurdle. What you need to do is just treat yourself as the first customer. So what are the things you're looking for in terms of like the content? What would you like to see? What are the things you search for that you don't have answers to? What content would you watch as a person? Like, so if you wanted to know like sports that they play basketball in Nigeria, and you don't see that on YouTube, that's the content you should produce, even though you're also interested in the finest cuisine. At some point, everything just gets to start a trend when you start creating. So the most important thing about finding your niche is treat yourself as the first customer. It's more important that you get out there and you start doing stuff, but make stuff that you enjoy and something that you will consume, because as humans, we're similar in one way or the other. There are people who enjoy things you enjoy, even if it's not the exact same way. So like, put yourself out there, do stuff for you first of all, and then invite people along the journey. So yeah, this is me taking a ride, doing what I love, just talking to the camera, and hopefully someone is enjoying it on the other side and wants to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button, and catch me next week right here. This is Ove Paul EJ. Looking forward to like anything, not anything we could talk about, but like, the whole journey. Let's do this.